After the disappointment that was Sonic 360, Sonic Team went back to basics in the follow-up that sees Sonic venturing out as the only playable character in a game that is a mix of old school and new school. In that context, playing segments in the daytime stages as Sonic with 2.5D side-scrolling segments that harks back to Sonic's 16-bit era and 3D perspectives. It should be noted that the camera does not seem to be so much of a chore to contend with this time around. They listened.
That said, switching to the Hedgehog engine that Sonic Team had been developing 3 years prior to this game benefited the experience a lot, as the loading time was little to none compared to the patience tester that was Sonic 360.
Gaming mechanics are not the only aspect that has improved. The story sees a somewhat more simplified formula, with Sonic being afflicted with a form of lycanthropy when night falls, and he, along with new sidekick Chip, make it their quest to find all 7 Chaos Emeralds in order to piece the planet back together that Robotnik has separated as foretold by the Gaia manuscripts, so that he can finally make Eggman Land. Couldn't he just take up knitting or photography, as he's been on that cake since 1999? Mind you, it was Robotnik Land back then, but that's another story.
Furthermore, the story leaned a lot more to comedy, with the camaraderie between Sonic and Chip. Chip with his naivete, and Sonic having a little bit more of an edge to him whenever he would transform into the Werehog at night. Chip was always willing to help and was very grateful for Sonic's assistance in aiding him in regaining his memory.
And if I may, I felt like this was a missed opportunity. It would have added a nice twist for Sonic Team to have Sonic lose his control over this form, and that the player would have to use an element, whether it be a set amount of rings or a MacGuffin-styled item, that would allow the player to keep Sonic's control over the feral form that he had been unfortunately burdened onto him due to Robotnik harnessing the negative power of the Chaos Emeralds in the opening cutscene.
Fans were split on the Werehog. Some found it to be asinine and unnecessary, whereas fans like myself found it to be playing on the themes of night and day, yin and yang, and light and dark. Playing the Werehog was such a nice stress reliever. Think of it as the Hulk from Avengers throwing Loki around. Now use that same context, but swap Hulk for the Werehog and Loki for the creatures of the night that he threw around.
All in all, this was a decent game that showed critics and supposed fans that a good 3D Sonic game could be done. Unlike GameTrailers.com, who do more backflipping than a WWE storyline. And the irony is, they disappeared faster than the top 10 list of franchises they said needed to go away. A little bit ironic, don't you think? I would like to have seen a sequel to this, but sad to say, I don't think this will happen.